Hi there, my name is Zoe, and in this video we are going to be doing a little technique and isolation warm-up. So this is going to cover pretty much all of the basic isolations and foundation hip, chest, torso movements that we use in belly dance. So it's a great thing to do in your practice after you've warmed up a little bit. So let's dive right in. So we're going to start in a parallel position with our knees a bit soft, feet together, and let's just start with our hips, doing our nice horizontal hip slides. So remember, because we're working on our isolations here, you want to really think about keeping the upper body still. So really activating all of those core muscles to be holding your upper body in place, and we're just going to slide our hips side to side. Nice horizontal movements here. You can try to speed it up a little bit. Just getting into our technique. Good. And now we are going to push our hips forward, pull them back. Again, bringing our abs in as we come to the back. We always want to make sure we have a long spine and that we are not arching and letting the pelvis release. This is just a horizontal hip movement, so coming forwards, back. Great, and let's take it into our horizontal hip circle. So combining the slide with the forwards and back movement. Again, making sure that our upper body stays still the entire time. Great, let's go the other way. Just getting into some of our foundational belly dance movements that we then use to make everything else. Okay, great. Now let's get into some hip twisting. So we're starting all lower body here, keeping our upper body still, just warming everything up. Again, you want your knees to be soft as you do this, not locking the knees. Very important for the hip twists. So bringing one hip to the front and the other to the back. Everything nice and gentle here. Concentrating on having clean technique and clean isolations. Good, now let's do twist, 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 and then we're gonna slide, slide, slide on the diagonal. Twist, 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 and slide, slide, slide. Other diagonal. Twist, 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 slide, 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 coming back to that slide from the beginning, just on the diagonal. A few more times. Slide, slide, slide. Twist, twist, twist. Slide, slide, slide. Again, twist, twist, twist. Keep that upper body still. Twist, twist, twist. Slide, slide. Good. Let's go into the horizontal hip 8 now. So that was kind of a warm-up for the 8. Again, keeping our upper body really still. Feeling a nice fluid movement here, making that 8 with our hips, keeping the knees soft as always. Let's go the other way. So we're really gonna get in everything. I mean, all of the basic like hip movements, and then we'll move on to our chest. We'll do some stomach movements, just covering all of your isolations. Okay, great. Now let's get into our hip up and down movement. So now we're going to be letting our knees bend and straighten alternately and letting our hips come straight up and down. We don't want the hips out to the side here, and you don't want to be changing weight. You want to keep your weight right in the center as you do this, feeling those hips connected to the knees. Good, and now we're going to bend, slide, straighten. Bend, slide, straighten. Let's smooth it out and get into our vertical 8 using the knees. Very good. Keeping the upper body still. Nice vertical 8. So no twisting. Make sure that your hips are facing to the front the entire time as you do this. And now let's go the other way. So of course, when you do this on your own, you can take as long as you need. In any of these, we're just gonna go through everything, get you really nice and warmed up. So now we're doing our Mayas. vertical 8s down. Again, trying to make everything really fluid here and isolated. It's all about getting those isolations that are so important in belly dance. Okay, let's do some pelvic tucks and releases now. Turn a bit to the side just to see. So now really engaging our very lower abdominals to do this. And just a little release. You don't want to go too far here. Just a little release, getting that pelvis as well. Good, and now let's combine that with the up and down hip movement. So alternating up, in, other side, release. Up, in, other side, up, release. Right? And then we're gonna smooth that out, and now we have our ummi. So we've gotten our hip circles, we've gotten our 8s. Now we're on our ummi, really working you through all of the basic belly dance technique here. Very quickly, of course, let's go the other way. For a more detailed look at these movements, you can check out any of the videos of the technique explanations where we go much more slowly. But this is assuming you've already worked on these. This is just kind of a reminder, a way to warm your body up. Great, so now we have the ummi. Let's push forward and now tuck that pelvis again, push the hips back and release. Forward, tuck, back, release. So we're getting now into our camel, forward, tuck, back, release. Again, completely lower body movement right now. We haven't moved into the upper body at all. So keep that upper body nice and stable. Good. You can let your knees bend and straighten a little bit with this, just kind of taking the momentum of the movement. But try to keep your weight in the same place and let this really be about that lower body movement. Good, let's reverse. Tuck, forwards, release, pull back. Tuck, forwards, release, pull back. Tuck, forwards, release, pull back, and smooth it out. Now we're in our reverse camel. This is kind of a weird one, but it's fun. Fun to do. Good. And now we're going to start coming up into our upper body. So we're gonna tuck, stomach comes out, chest lifts. And then we reverse, chest down, stomach in, and release. Tuck the pelvis, belly out, chest up, chest down, belly in, release. And let's smooth it out. So now we're kind of doing a full body roll up the front of our body, getting a little bit of that belly. We'll do a little more belly isolations in just a second. And smoothing, again, from the side. So now incorporating the chest and the stomach, working a bit out of our hips. Good, now let's just do belly. Push the whole belly out and in, out, in, out, in. So now the hips are staying still, the chest is staying still. This is just some stomach isolations. You also want to make sure you can breathe as you're doing this so that your breath is not connected to the movement but is separate from it. Good. Now we are going to do upper abs in and then switch lower abs. Upper abs, lower abs. Upper abs, lower abs. Upper abs, lower abs. This one takes a bit of practice. You might want to try this actually lying on the floor on your back if this is new for you. But this is great, separating our abdominals, and let's go into a little bit of a belly roll here. So we've got the belly. We don't use that many different belly movements in belly dance, even though it's called belly dance. It's really more about the hip movements, but always good to have those. And let's go into our chest now. So chest up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Good. Keeping the shoulders open the whole time. We don't want to be sinking or rolling the shoulders forward. When you come down, you just want the chest to be coming back down to neutral. Good, and now let's do sliding the chest side to side. This time we want to be sure to keep the lower body still. So again, we really want to work on isolating, imagining a line kind of above your belly button and nothing below that line is moving. You also want your head to be still, of course. So really only the chest. Let's go into some vertical chest circles now. So combining the slides with the up and down movement. Good, and other way. So really getting into all the parts of our body. Good, let's do some chest forward and pulling back now. Again, when you pull back, you don't want to roll the shoulders forward. You want to think more about contracting your muscles kind of below the rib cage, your diaphragm muscles, and spreading your back muscles, but not rolling the shoulders forward as we do this. So now we're on our horizontal plane, chest going forward and back, and let's do a little horizontal circle now. So no vertical movement now, we're doing side, front, side, back. Getting into our chest and our upper back. Let's go the other way. Good. There really aren't that many basic torso movements in belly dance, so we can cover them pretty much all right now. Let's do tilting. So stretching one side of our body and the other side is going to contract. Tilt, 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 tilt. Good, and let's get into our chest vertical eights. So tilting, sliding, tilt, slide, tilt, slide, smoothing that out, getting that beautiful chest eight. Again, lower body is very stable, is not moving. Let's go the other way. This one's tricky. The chest eight down. Almost done here. We're just gonna do a little bit of arm isolation movement. Okay, good. Let's do just a few shoulder rolls. Shake out those arms. Okay, let's do some elbow circles here. So you want to be, again, isolating. It's all about isolating. Isolating those elbows, circle the other way. Good. And now wrists, elbows to the side. Wrists come up, down. Keep your fingers together as you do this so that you're not moving your elbows. This is all about isolating those wrist muscles. Good. And now let's do wrist circles. Again, keeping the elbows out, keeping the fingers long. Going the other way. Good. And let's get into our snake arms. So shoulder, elbow, wrist, and shoulder, elbow, wrist. Again, I'm not going over the technique in a lot of detail. I'm assuming you've already looked at this. If not, of course, you can go check out those videos. This is just to warm everything up, get us used to moving those muscles. Good, and a few more. Okay, let's come back into that hip up and down, and we're gonna speed it up, and speed it up more as much as you can. Get into that shimmy. We're just gonna end with our shimmy. Of course, shimmies are very important in belly dance. We can add a bit of an arm pattern, arms coming up and down if you want. And finish. So that was just a bit of a technique isolation warm-up so that you can just throw that into your practice when you feel like you maybe haven't been working on certain movements, you've maybe been kind of forgetting some things. So just to get, everything, all those basic movements covered, I think it's great to always go back to them. And of course, to work on your isolations. If that is something you are working on, then that's a great little routine for you to do. So I really hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do give it a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Share with any friends who might be interested. Thank you so much for watching, as always, and happy practicing.